Good Tuesday afternoon, everybody. It's Tuesday, July 13th, 2021. I'm Jeremy Crosby. Welcome into the TF Studios. The full show is back. We debuted this morning on our Talking Fitchburg update, so you saw how I got excited when I did the swing over to the other camera. Swing. Now swing back. Now just myself, so I'm a little bit more centered to that camera, but yeah, hey. All right, fine. It's the little things. And Andrew Bamlett, can we actually hear you today? Can we bring you there?
You can hear me, yes.
We
Hello.
can bring you. It's been
can't see me.
What, 2 years now since we talked to you?
Right.
Usually you're behind the scenes, doing everything. Do good at that, but every once in a while you get a glimpse of this guy. I mean,
yeah,
this guy. Maybe he's this guy. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. You'll never know. That might be Scott, actually.
Everybody wants to know who that guy is. Either way, Andrew, thank you for setting up the studio. It's all back up and running and great. And, hopefully we'll dust off this side and maybe have somebody come over in studio.
Yeah, actually, we have a guest. That'd be sweet.
Yeah. So we're just glad. Now, I'm still going to have to do some shows from home. We're still doing that transition stuff, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
It's okay. But when we're here, we're going to have a great show. And when I'm away, we're still going to have a great show, but it's just going to be different.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, Andrew
Yes.
has set us up for a really good show today because he's the producer today. And Rob Sugar River Rumble, we're going to take a look back at that as that is coming up here in the month of August. We're in July, but I'm going to preview some events coming up. We're talking about ballroom dancing today, too. A fall prevention technique you learn here from the ballroom dancing in the park, mind you. We're going to take you out to that as well. Just a fun show, a unique show, a fun show, and certainly glad to be back on the set. Mark this day, July 13th, as we're back in the TF set. It's only been how long? Well, a year and a half? Everybody's about a year and a half on everything, right? About to say that. All right. Let's get into the headlines here for today. Swing. Oh, well, we got up to there. Anyways, join us on a wild adventure. We're doing this out of on the fly, right? When I say go to one camera versus the other, versus do that. Yeah, that's why Andrew's in charge. Join us on a wild adventure about two kids who visit the city zoo and discover all sorts of incredible animals, including a horse who knows in its heart that it's truly a unicorn. This just sounds like a great story. The animals join forces to stand up against the zoo owner. And if you're interested in catching up in this and want to watch this, you can check this out. That information is on your screen from the Fitchburg Public Library. Unicorns break the cage. This sounds really cool. Also, rec department and flag football. If you're interested in getting signed up for flag football, you better get going here. Flag football, fun, safe way to play. Register these co-ed teams. That's K through 8 grade leagues. Will be closing July 23rd. So register ASAP, ASAP. $65 for residents, $75 for non-residents. $10 late fee after July 23rd. So get yourself signed up for it. Glad to see it's coming back here, just like all the other programs have been coming back at the rec department. Donating for Move for the Boys and Girls Club. Check this out. Fitchburg Family Pharmacy is donating $2 for every mile moved between today and Friday, July 16th in support of the Move for Boys and Girls Club. It says here we can't thank them enough for their ongoing support. To qualify for your miles or other activities, record them here at the link. The link's on your screen. And then let's get out and move together for your local youth. And speaking of the Boys and Girls Club, they're about to break ground on a multi-million-dollar regional youth workforce center. This is happening today, and we'll be bringing you highlights of this event tomorrow here on Talking Fitchburg. But what are we talking about here? Andrew has shown you some of these awesome pictures, and it says here the center will include a skilled trades training center offering youth or young people training in job placement in careers such as plumbing, construction, and more. The mid-level will be the entrepreneurship center, education in youth, life skills, marketing, finance, and other business skills needed to run and start a business. It also will be a new home for corporate offices of the Boys and Girls Club of Dane County. The building is being purchased and donated by the Boys and Girls Club by John McKenzie and family. Boys and Girls Club of Dane County currently raised $8 million out of their $17 million goal. And like I said, happening today is the press conference for that, and we'll bring you highlights of that here on tomorrow's show if we're talking Fitchburg. All right, on to My Meal, My Way. This will be happening tomorrow and every Wednesday here in Fitchburg and at all Hy-Vee locations. Senior Center will no longer be doing their congregate meal on Wednesdays at the Senior Center. They'll be doing it over at Hy-Vee. Yeah, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at all Hy-Vee locations. You can see all three of those on your screen. But, of course, come on to the Fitchburg one. Love to see you out there. We were out there last week. If you want to check that out, you can watch that video online at our Facebook, YouTube page today. But basically, if you're 16 older, come on out regardless of your ability to donate. Transportation can be set up by the Senior Center 9 a.m. prior the day before. All you have to do is arrive at the Hy-Vee grocery store Market Grill Restaurant. Go and sign in with the My Meal, My Way program staff. You'll see them sitting there right there at the front entrance, and you'll be good to go. It's a lot of fun. And by the way, meal choice, 4 breakfast choices or 4 lunch choices, because it starts at like 10 a.m. So just saying. And if you want to know what those are, again, all you got to do is watch the video. We interviewed Mandy from the Fitchburg Senior Center last week as she was up there enjoying signing people in for that event, or I guess ongoing event, if you will. Either way. All right, Behind the Barrels. I like this from DOT. Behind the Barrels. It may look like any other work zone, but to many, this is their office. So please remember to buckle up, slow down, and watch out for workers. Caitlin would like to go home every night, along with millions of other construction folk that are out there daily on the highway. So please, like I said, slow down, put down those distractions, and be safe when you enter a construction zone. I like this. We'll get to know a lot of the staff and whatnot from Wisconsin DOT, but there's certainly a lot of men and women out there every day putting their lives on line to help build that infrastructure and keep us safe on the roadways. So be safe out there as you're driving. All right, finally, looking at events at Leisure Family Center. Check this out. Join us on Thursday for a free talk by the International Crane Foundation. Saturday for a free outdoor movie. And Sunday for yoga by the Whistling Tree Studio. Delta Beer Lab and Carbon 4 Brewing will also be joining the fun. Registration is recommended to save your spots. Well, this sounds like a lot of fun. It's like a 3-day event here happening over the weekend. Sounds like it's going to be fun in the park. So, if you're interested. That's so close by to us, too. So why not stop out and have some fun? All right, that does it for our headlines. Coming up next, we open up our digest. We're going to be talking about the Rob's Sugar River Ramble. It's next right here on Talking Fitchburg.
See on page 4 that the projections need to be blood. Next Thursday?
Seriously? Thursday? Can't do that.
This is really inconvenient.
I have yoga that day.
I have no time for this.
So.
I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
If you love them enough to suck the snot out of their nose at 4 a.m., then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Type 2 diabetes can have a big impact on your life, but how can it be prevented? Well, the first step is knowing if you have prediabetes, a serious medical condition that puts you at high risk for type 2 diabetes. 1 in 3 American adults has prediabetes, but more than 80% don't know they have it. The good news is, prediabetes can be reversed, and for many people, healthy changes in their daily routine can make a big difference. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Joining me today from the Upper Sugar River Watershed Association, long title. Of course, I got it wrong, but I'll say it right here. We've got Kate here from the board, and Kate, we're talking about the Sugar River Ramble. But first and foremost, welcome to the show. And how are you doing today?
Great. Thanks for having me. Doing well.
Great. I'm glad you're here, and glad to be talking about this event again, like others coming back here this year. First and foremost, tell us a little bit about the association and what the board and you folks are working on.
Yeah, great. So we are a grassroots conservation organization focusing primarily on the Upper Sugar River watershed. We engage in a lot of hands-on projects in the watershed, getting the community out and engaged. We also provide some educational opportunities through local schools and community partners. So we're doing a lot of really cool things within the watershed. And recently we've expanded to include a SISMA. So we're getting other organizations within Wisconsin involved in watershed conservation.
For people who have never been on the Upper Sugar River or in the watershed area, how would you describe it to folks? What's out there?
Yeah, it's a really beautiful area. If anyone's ever been on the Military State Ridge Trail, you've seen much of the watershed. So it's really beautiful grasslands and marshland, some wooded areas as well, lots of small lakes and streams. In the watershed itself, there's actually 115 miles of streams that a lot of anglers use and paddlers.
Yeah, and it's beautiful. I've had a chance to be on that trail. I've not been on the water per se, but someday I'm going to get there. Maybe with this event that you guys have coming up would be a good one to do. Talk a little bit about the Ramble and what's this all about.
Yeah, so it's Rob's Sugar River Ramble. It's on August 22nd, and it is a bike ride throughout the watershed followed by a paddle down the stream. It's a really fun, family-friendly activity, getting us outside and just seeing all the different varieties of nature within the watershed.
And why do you guys put this on each year?
Yeah. So it's in memory of Rob Lucas. He was an avid outdoorsman and a strong supporter of the Upper Sugar River Watershed Association. He loved biking and kayaking, and this is a really great way for us to honor him and support our local conservation.
As far as conservation goes, what are some steps or future steps that your organization's hoping to do to protect our and we hear that a lot here in Dane County and surrounding areas. We want to protect these areas. So what are some of those things that you guys are working on to protect it?
Yeah, we've got a couple of really cool initiatives. One is conversations about conservation. And through that, we get together with local experts to talk about different hot topics within the watershed. So whether that's invasive species or water management, pollution, we gather together the community and the expert to have a conversation of what we can do as individuals and what we can do as a community to better protect and conserve the entire watershed. We also have our wetland work days, which are really cool, getting out in the field, pulling up those invasive species or doing some seed gathering to then disperse later on in the year to, again, just restore that natural habitat.
Yeah, and if you were explaining a watershed to somebody, like, where is all this water coming from, or why are we protecting, but where is all this coming from that you are trying to protect?
Yeah, so the watershed goes from Madison and Fitchburg all the way over to Mount Horeb and down through Belleville. So it's a pretty big area. And all the water that lands in that area eventually finds its way into the Sugar River. And so all that space eventually is getting condensed into one water source. And so we want to make sure that we're taking care of the water outside of just the Sugar River because it's going to find its way there anyway.
All right, going back to the event, it's a fun event, both for the biking and doing some of the canoeing there. Tell us how that works. So you start with the ride and then end with the paddling component.
Yeah, so it starts at between 7:15 and 7:30 registration on the 22nd of August. And there's 3 different bike routes that people can take. So there's a 15, 20, or 32-mile bike ride, depending on what you're interested in that day. They all converge at the same place to start a paddle. You can either bring your own kayak or canoe, or if you're interested in renting one, we use the Sugar River Outfitters. They'll provide one there for you today, that day, through your registration. And then it's a leisurely 4.5-mile paddle down the Sugar River, and just enjoying all the sights and scenery and getting together with friends. At the very end of that paddle, we actually provide transportation to get you back to Grundle Park in Mount Horeb for some lunch, refreshments, entertainment. We also have a raffle going on at that time. So it's a really, really fun event.
What's your favorite part of the Watershed? So if you were going to point something out or say, tell a friend, like when you're out there, you got to see this. Is there something that comes to mind for you?
I love using the Military Ridge Trail. I love to bike it and to run on it. It's got such varying different habitats. So you'll go through a really wooded part and it'll be really cool. And then you get into this wide open marsh grassland and it feels like a completely different space. And to me, it's really exciting just seeing what's going to be around the bend.
I'm with you on that. It's hard to believe that you can be out of the city, that you could be taken away, I think is the best way for the way I would describe it, is you're taken away from and you're just out in the wilderness, if you will, so to speak. And it is a beautiful area. Well, if people want to get signed up for this or learn more about what you folks are doing out there, how can they join in?
Yeah, so you can go to our website, which is uppersugar.org, and all the information about what we do and the ramble can be found there.
All right, Kate, thank you so much for taking the time going through on this. Hopefully a lot of people sign up and come out for this great event. And if you guys need any help with anything, give us a call. We're happy to have you back on the show anytime, okay?
Great. Thanks so much. Really appreciate it.
You bet. Yeah, make sure you get yourself signed up for the Ramble. Just check the website out. They got a great website with great information on some of the stuff that Kate described here today on the interview. All right, we'll take a quick break. More to come. You're watching Talking Fitchburg.
It takes all of us to slow the spread of the coronavirus. So follow guidance from authorities where you live and stay home unless absolutely necessary. Use a delivery service for essential items like food and medicine. If you must make essential trips, stay 6 feet apart from other people. Wear a cloth face covering and wash your hands for at least 20 seconds as often as possible. Visit coronavirus.gov for the latest information.
Gaining weight was easy. All I had to do was sit down and eat. Losing weight's a lot harder. I have to work at it every day. But with every step, I lower my risk for type 2 diabetes and heart disease. And that makes every step, every choice, every day very much worth the effort.
Learn how you can help stop diabetes by losing weight, eating healthy, and staying active. Visit checkupamerica.org or call 1-800-DIABETES.
Hey, boss. Okay?
I said I'm fine.
Me the bed, see you in the morning. With the frosted Superman, but it wasn't on it. And we lost it. In my head, in my head, in my head. Where you at? Underlay, in my head.
Hey, son.
Hey, Bob.
You know you can talk to me.
Yeah.
We're all just trying to keep things running for those who rely on us.
Ready!
That's why we don't have time to be sick with the flu. And especially this year, no one has time to get sick. Get a flu shot for yourself and those around you too.
Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg in the guest segment, and today we're going to be talking about ballroom dancing. And while you would think that ballroom dancing, was just fun in general, it also can serve as a good purpose for fall prevention. What? We have the details here.
Step. We're going to start slow for now.
Kiss me, Kate.
We are here to have fun, dancing as a way to improve balance. Ballroom Basics for Balance is a class we've been teaching since 2014. Indoors until last year. We did some virtual classes all year long, which ended up being way more successful than we had thought they would be. And last summer, we did a couple of here and there dancing out in parks to see if people would join us and get outside safely, and they did. We taught through masks, which tested our stamina. This year we get to come back and keep the ball rolling, keep people moving until the fall comes, and we think we'll have a combination of things, virtual, outdoor. As you can see from my t-shirt, this is why we're here. The keys to better balance are things that are present in many activities that are naturally improve your balance. So, for example, dancing naturally has all of these elements. Lower leg strengthening, moving in a variety of directions, challenging both our brain and our body, which we call dual tasking. Not multitasking, dual tasking. Multitasking bad, dual tasking good. We also challenge what we call static balance, which is balance when you're still, like maybe being on one leg for a moment, or dynamic balance, which is moving balance, which with dance is kind of an obvious thing. So dance has it all naturally in it. Also, it's fun, and there is a little bit of indication that doing things that are fun are more successful. Well, we advertise this class to anybody who wants to come. Anybody who feels like they could improve their balance a little bit, they want to see what their balance is like, and maybe people who've had a fall and want to prevent another fall. We're all going to lose our balance at some point, and we do, and everybody of many ages does fall. However, we do end up seeing mostly people who are older adults, retirement age folks, and a little bit older. So this is who generally benefits, because these are the folks who are finding themselves a little bit at a loss and needing a little bit more to bump up their balance and feel safe and confident when they're moving. If you're just losing your balance, especially when you're doing everyday activities, if you're feeling a little off, those are generally the signs. If a lot of people will notice, hey, getting up out of this chair never used to be a challenge, or I'm a little nervous doing an activity. One of the things we do in this class is we survey people before and after about their comfort doing certain everyday tasks to see if it improves after the class. So, are you comfortable reaching up high? Are you comfortable going up on your toes or reaching over or turning around? Or just walking in your everyday spaces? Or are you a little nervous? Those are some of the beginning signs that maybe your body is giving you the sign that, hey, I'm not feeling very safe and I could use a little bit of change. I am a physical therapist, and I was working with a gentleman in a nursing facility with a gait belt around his middle, and we were walking back and forth and practicing, and he was bored and I was bored. And he just couldn't wait to get out of there, and I wasn't really having any fun, and I thought, we are dancing right now. We should just put on some music, and this would be way better for both of us. So that's the short story of how it started. I also remember what it was like to be a student, sitting in class, reading about doing things, just dying to get out there to try it. So I invited a bunch of physical therapy and occupational therapy assistant, and other students to join us. And since the very beginning, they've been a big part of our class. And they get to learn, and we have an intergenerational experience at the same time. It's in our mission statement, fun. It's actually there because it really works better when people are doing something that it's interesting to them and not just sort of repeating an exercise over and over. That's not really a natural thing to do. This class today is sponsored by the Madison Senior Center, And we have various sponsors around Madison and Dane County. We have classes that happen in different parts of the state. We've had a lot of great feedback. The relationships, the fun, the intergenerational connections with the students and the participants, learning from one another, and also just the getting out of your house. A lot of people are feeling stuck and isolated now, especially. And in the past, people have said it gave them a reason to get up and get moving. We measure balance, so we can see if people are getting better at balance. One thing that is interesting that people do get out of it, we measure cognitive health and people's fear and confidence in activities. So it seems that there is an improvement, at least anecdotally, that people get more confident. They become more aware. That's another thing we hear over and over about how they move and the things that keep them safe. They get relationships with the students, they get relationships with one another. Many have taken the class several times and know each other now. And they get out of the house, a break from isolation. And so that's why we're really excited to be back in person for the first time today. What we need more than anything else right now is more people to teach this class. We do teach you how. We support you all along the way. We even help you start a class if that's something you need help with. So please, if you know anybody who you think would be interested, or you yourself are interested, we have a training coming up this fall, and it's a great training, we have to say. So come join us. More people want to do this class. You can do it in your neighborhood where you live, and we'd love for you to join us.
All right, there you have it. Sign up for some ballroom dancing and prevent falls all at the same time. Love it. Gonna take a quick break. Wrap up the show next. You are watching Talking Fitchburg.
You could be spreading the coronavirus without realizing you have it. So follow guidance from authorities where you live and do your part. It's important to limit in-person interaction with anyone outside of your immediate household, but phone and video chat are safe ways to connect. It's also important to limit any social gathering. This advice applies to people of any age, including teens and younger adults. Visit coronavirus.gov for the latest information.
After you joined our family, it was like, I really do feel complete now.
Our hearts are made stronger by how we treat others.
Put her there.
The light you share can impact those around you, but so can the darkness.
Later, twerps. Did Pete saying mean things bother you?
So when you reach out to another person, take a moment to consider how they will feel and let your heart be the key to making a difference. Because of you, someone's entire day, year, or even life can change.
In every heart, there's hope.
Brandon met a girl on a dating app. He finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving.
She must be a keeper.
We're all just trying to keep things running for those who rely on us. That's why we don't have time to be sick with the flu.
We don't have time for delays.
We don't have time for spills.
Next.
We don't have time for setbacks. Let's be real.
Getting the flu shot
helps you fight the flu.
Get a flu shot for yourself and those around you too.
Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg, wrapping up the show for the day. I want to thank everybody who invited us out for different events, including the ballroom dancing and the Rob's Sugar River Ramble. It's going to be a lot of fun. Get yourself signed up for that and have some fun and see some waterways. That's all I'm saying. As we wrap up here, you can stay connected with Fact TV. Fast, fun, free, easy, everything in between. That's right. You can find us on cable TV at various cable outlets, of course, on Facebook and YouTube as well, and Apple TV, Fire TV, and Roku. We're like everywhere, Andrew, and that's what's really good about this. Until then, have a great day, everybody. We'll see you back here tomorrow.